Welcome back to Ian Strong on Guitars, and today I made a different kind of video. There were dudes outside like digging a water line, so like all the sound screwed up, so it's kind of going to be quiet or I'll talk through it. But a friend of mine named Jeremiah, I haven't seen in a really long time, brought a guitar that I recognized, and it was a friend of mine who passed away a few years ago named his name was Alan, we called him Hog. But it's probably the filthiest guitar I've ever seen in my life. And after many, many hours, it's all nice and shiny and clean and playable. So here's a video on that. Okay, so whenever my friend Jeremiah brought this to me, like initially, I recognized it as Hog's guitar, and Hog kind of lived in a small camper, and my God, he smoked a lot, and you can tell. There's like a centimeter of like just cigarette, like smoked tar, and I mean, it was gummy, paint. The strings are completely rusted, like, unbelievable. And, yeah, I think it's an 81, if I'm reading the number right. Hell, I'm not sure. Pretty sure it is, though. That'd make sense. But at first, it takes me a second here to get the tuning peg to turn because the strings are like just rusted around it, and like strings had broken in the past and been like just covered and wound up with more string. And yeah, so it takes a minute. And then yeah, I end up trying to explain the reason I don't have the pullers there, and I'm using these things that are for, bearings and stuff, or like seals to put stuff on, you clamp it together. There's no sharp edges, so you don't have to worry about it digging in on anything. So that's what I'm explaining here. I end up using wire, like cutters for, what the hell ever, wire cutters, like I use them for frets or strings or whatever. And I just dolled them out and started popping the pins out because they were just rusted in. Yeah, this is where it's like, okay, this is ridiculous, man. So I dolled them out on the grinder so that they wouldn't like gouge into anything. And yeah, there was no other way. You would have had to spray WD-40 and stuff. I squirted some oil on it, and still those strings are rusted in. Never saw anything like it, man. Like they're rusted in. So here I'm using some camping fuel or naphtha. It's like white fuel for camping stoves. It takes everything off. And I'm start to get pretty impressed here in a few seconds because I didn't know that it had a rosewood fretboard. Well, first I saw the binding. It was like, okay, there's black binding on this, damn. Like, I guess I should have known from seeing the side, but looking at the fretboard, you're like, nah, this is just solid black with filth. Now the paint, it doesn't want to come off there like at all, and I kind of figured we're gonna have a little bit of an issue with that, but not too much. Now if it wasn't so wrecked, I wouldn't go to such extreme measures, but I figured that here in a second I say, okay, well, there's a quicker, easier way to this, so I'm still trying to clean it with some scrap fabric that Julia had there. So yeah, here in 1 second. It's got a plastic nut to it. I put a little filler in it because the E string was a little low. Sounds okay now. So yeah, okay, a lot of guys are going to cringe at this. This is an old plumbing brush. You use it for, cleaning plumbing, like copper pipe and stuff. So they're pretty abrasive. So what I did was I hit it on the grinder there. I beat the hell out of it with the wire wheel to knock the knock the hell out of it and make it a little softer so it wasn't going to dig into anything. So I know a lot of guys are going to go, oh, Jesus, what are you doing? I know what I'm doing. It's all right, man. But as you can see, the fretboard starts. At first, I thought it was stained. Well, at first I thought it was ebony, but just porous ebony. And then it's like, well, maybe this is a stain. But it's not, man. It's just dirt, dude. Which is just crazy, man. I loved Hog. He was a cool guy. He was what we called touched. We used to call touched. He was a nut. He was a good dude, man. But yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to like rejuvenate his guitar, so to say. I didn't know what happened to it, but Jeremiah got in contact with me and asked me if I can clean it. Now look at the headstock here. I sped it up because my God, I've got like 4 hours of me cleaning this, and then like 2 the next day. Like, oh yeah, no problem. And then you look at it, you're like, holy shit, because it just gums up. And I'm still using the camping fuel on there. You can see the fretboard now is like a hell of a lot like brighter now. And there's no scratches in it and everything. I took some 2000 grit. Yeah, look, it just unbelievable, dude. Tuning pegs, everything just covered in it. That paint, I think, is what's on there. I'm not quite sure. There's like a couple scratches like underneath it. I don't think it was a logo of some type, but I ended up going ahead and scraping it off because it was not coming off or anything. But there's like, I don't know, like there was a sticker there or something, just like about, I don't know. Yeah, what is it? Well, I can count. Like, about 10 little scratches that like are all wiggly kinda, like a sticker almost. I mean, if I'm reading it right, I know it's at least about 40 years old, so who knows what he put on it. Now, yeah, I cleaned the nut up too and everything. I thought that the corrosion on the tuning pegs was like permanent. I didn't realize how well they would actually clean up. But my God, it took a lot. Like, I've trimmed this video down from, I mean, I had like hours. Yeah, see, there's another string that I didn't even see. Now, the sticker came off here on the back, so at the end I stuck one of my stickers over it because it's hiding like a I don't know, like a run in the paint where it's just it's not a big deal. I know some of you guys are gonna look at the stress crack there under the what is it, the G string, I think, and the E, the high E, and the G there have a stress crack below the screws, but it's okay. I mean, I'm screwing around with it right now, playing it. Yeah, this is where it's like, oh, okay, these tuners are just, rusted. Yeah, it's hard to get in there. I was thinking, oh, I'll take them off, but it's like, shit, dude, I don't know. So I've used a ton of camping fuel. I've like headache from hell, probably like 12 ounces by now. At least 10. Okay, this is after I've like hit it with some 2000 grit and stuff just to kind of knock more off and knock more of the dirt off and get it more uniform and shade. And I wanted to buff the frets there. I just used a Dremel, so it's that's a metal polish. I didn't really care if I got it on the fretboard because I was still gonna hit it with the 2000 grit sandpaper and some oil. And yeah, we're back at the headstock again, and And I got a ton of Q-tips. I fast forward this because I know some people enjoy to watch this stuff. I get it, like I do. Jules is always like, dude, who the hell watches this? It's like, I don't know, I do. Like I'll watch somebody clean something for an hour. So yeah, you can kind of start seeing them shine up. Still hadn't realized that the keys themselves were as dirty as they are. And yeah, there's only a couple little, like 2 or 3 little pits on them where like it's ate through the chrome. I was able to get all that off. It just took a while, man. I know I'm usually making guitar videos, not cleaning ones, but yeah, I was pretty impressed on how dirty this got and how it turned out. I'm using like a car buffing polish there that's supposed to, take scratches and everything out of like the deepest scratch, that shit. But it took almost all but a few. You can tell at some point somebody tried to like maybe I use pledge or old English or something like that, and it just kind of built up, and the rag had something in it. And there's a few light scratches I couldn't get out, but I cleaned up the bridge there. It looks good. I oiled it. I took any of the there were like a couple scratches and a few dents. I got them out, and you'll see the fretboard here whenever I oil it. It looks really good, man. Looks like a completely different guitar. Now I'm just like rubbing more of the oil in, and you'll see in a second the fretboard looks a lot better. I've knocked everything off of the shelf there. There's some indent ink for Joe's guitar because it's the only thing I can find that'll stain it black enough. I'm trying to stand here and watch this, and it's got a guitar on my lap screwing around with no strap, so that's why I keep dropping it. But yeah, check the fretboard out, man. It looks like a hell of a lot better. And I took a vid getting me putting the strings on. It was like, shit, shouldn't have bothered, but because my arm's in the way. I guess I could crop that out. But you're putting the strings on, and I wipe it off one more time with the microfiber cloth and get rid of that little bit of milkiness there that you can see in this vid. I don't know what that was. And there, I put the sticker on there. There's Joel's holding it, and flip it around there. So look, all nice and shiny. No scratches. Fretboard looks clean. Headstock looks amazing. Like the tuning pegs came clean. There's a thumbprint on one, but yeah, man.